I'm not sure. I can only talk from our point of view. I just thought that from the first bounce we played very good standard of footy, and I think that we wanted to concentrate on getting off to a good start. We got off to a good start, and really things flowed from there. I thought that the pleasing thing from our point of view is that we combined really well as a team, both defensively and offensively. And I thought going into the game that was an area that we wanted to concentrate on. I think we did it very well.
Is it the best you've executed?
I think we probably the second half against Port Adelaide. A few weeks ago we did it pretty well, and we've done it at times against Essendon and West Coast and a couple of other teams. But it was probably the most pleasing for the majority of the game. We did it pretty well.
Yeah. The second half was understandable. Did you feel as if you eased off a little bit? The job had done. What did you feel?
Well, we took an enormous amount of work to do what we did in the first half, and I think that there was a lot of players that were really working hard in that first half. And Brisbane, to their credit, they've been in pretty good form the last couple of weeks and come out and did pretty well in the third quarter. But I thought we got the momentum back our way in the last.
I'm surprised by the 8-point lead, though. There's a team with people like Jonathan Brown and Blake and Parra. Would you have been surprised yourself that you were that far apart?
Well, someone would ask me what I would have taken at half time. I wouldn't have predicted that. And I guess it was probably, from our point of view, it was pleasing to see the way that we combined as a team. Everyone played their role and helped each other out. And it wasn't just about Jonathan Brown, but it was about it. There's a lot of good players for Brisbane, and making sure that we all kept them in control. But then also when we had the ball, really working hard offensively, and I thought a few of our players in the forward half did a pretty good job.
Was that first half as flawless of football as your team's played under your time at the club?
Oh, well, I guess if you look at the scoreboard, it would be. But I think that it was probably as good of playing as a team as what we've done, which is the most pleasing thing going into the game. We really wanted to work as a unit, and from the back line right through, I thought we did that, and it would have been good to keep it up for a bit longer in the third quarter. But I think generally for the course of the game, we did it pretty well.
What drives your team to do that, Jonathan? Was it a great pep talk by you?
Oh no, I wish I could claim it. No. It was just the players. We've got a really good mix of core senior players still, but also some younger kids that have been coming through and add a bit of excitement to the team as well. So I think that the blend of a couple of mature heads and also the younger kids both playing well, and also probably igniting the older fellas is probably not a bad mix. And the more mature, experienced players are really enjoying playing with those younger kids, and hopefully the younger kids are really getting something out of the example that the older players are getting.
Robert Thompson doesn't spend too much time on the ball.
No.
Will he start spending time on the ball?
He might. He's played there the last couple of weeks as a forward, but also going on ball. And we've obviously missing Shane Mumford at the moment, and Kieran Jack obviously. So with Mummy out, Siebes has been doing the majority of the ruck work, and Louis Roberts-Thompson we've tossed up at times putting him back, but he's been doing a reasonable role for us on ball as well. So I thought that the bonus was really he had to play forward and keep Merritt out of the game to a large degree. That's what we're probably hoping, because Merritt's probably he's one of the key defenders in the competition. So to get the goals was just a bonus.
So you're playing him as a defensive forward, that full forward?
No, he wasn't tagging him. I think he was just really making sure that he kept him honest, and when the ball was in the air he needed to fly and make contests and do that type of thing. So that's what we wanted to get into going into the game. And it wasn't tagging him or doing anything like that. He was just making sure that when he was deep he was providing a real contest and keeping their defence honest, and I thought he did that pretty well.
Did you make the effort staying deep as well to make sure that Merritt didn't come up the ground?
Well, it's pretty hard, I guess, for Louis to play up the ground and then go on ball as a ruckman. So, nothing much changed there in regards to, he probably plays deep because he needs to have some rest before he goes on ball as a ruckman. The bonus was the 3 goals. I thought he looked pretty good, looked pretty agile at ground level, which I know he is. He's pretty good at ground level. So, yeah.
What did you make of Craig Bird tonight?
I thought he was outstanding, Birdie. He's been very good for us all year. he's been known as a real ball winner right through junior footy, and we're really keen on, if you look at Jared McVeigh's pathway through senior footy, you look at Kieran Jack, and now Craig Bird, playing on some of the best players in the competition teaches you a lot, and he's been able to do that this year and play on some of the best going around, and he's learning from that, and he's making sure he still does his job, but once again the bonus is actually knowing when to go the other way, and he was able to get possessions, and I think he kicked 1 goal 3. Would have been good if he'd have kicked a bit straighter, but he's able to play good two-way football.
First side seemed a very, very even performance from your guys tonight. I was having trouble sort of finding standout players.
Yeah.
Is that how you see it?
Yeah, it was. I thought every player contributed tonight, and that's what we wanted going into the game. That's what you're after every week. You hope you get that, but it doesn't always happen. But I thought tonight, every player contributed and did something when they had to.
Let's come back to Geelong and Collingwood. What is this, when you're at the halfway point of the season, what sort of game like this tonight does that sound about Swans getting put back into the season?
Well, I think it just gives some players a confidence. I mean, we've had some pretty tight games this year, and I think, if you, what are we, 6 and 3.5? Is that it? Yeah, 6.5. So, it just gives the players a bit of confidence that they've got some reward for their effort. I think the players, to their credit, have been really good all year. Our leaders have been leading from the front. We've had some younger players coming through into the mix who have added some excitement to it. And so they get some confidence playing together as a group. And we've also got some players that are coming through the reserves that are able to be injected into the team, and hopefully they can add that. And when they get their turn, they're able to contribute. So it just gives the players a bit of confidence going into, this week's a big game for us against the Tigers.
Will Kieran and Mummy both be back next week?
I'm not sure. I saw Mummy on Thursday, and he was pretty confident he'd be back. So we're hopeful. Kieran ran really well on Friday, so his next step up in his preparation would be to do the agility work first thing next week and hopefully train. But once again, we're not going to push them over the limit, those blokes. They're very important players for us, and probably Kieran in particular with his syndesmosis, we want to make sure that that's completely right before we bring him back. Okay.